Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told how to voice the radio. So today, I'm back with wonderful, wonderful news. And that wonderful, wonderful news is the re-emergence of staff promo cards for pre-releases. And this is a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. This is a genuinely, legitimately big deal, and I am loving it. You see, what happened was that we used to have these staff promos at pre-releases. This just used to be a thing. And then the problem was they went away. And that's kind of sad, honestly. Now, I believe, and again, as always, if I'm ever wrong about some of this stuff, do please correct me in the comment section because, we want to be accurate. But I'm fairly sure the last set we actually properly got staff pre-release promos for was Vivid Voltage. That was the last time we got proper staff pre-release promos. Now, I am aware that there are rumours circulating around of pre-release promos for sets between Vivid Voltage and Scarlet and Violet. That may or may not be the case, but it doesn't really matter, because even if they were produced, they were never properly given out, distributed, etc., so they basically don't count. Maybe they exist, maybe they don't. It doesn't really matter, because that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking proper official staff promos, and for those, ladies and gentlemen, well, that was all about Vivid Voltage, which actually, that kind of got in under the wire, because let's not forget, Vivid Voltage had a Don fan. One of the pre-release promos for Vivid Voltage was my boy Don fan, and I am absolutely delighted, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely delighted. And I did have a couple of very lovely people who did trade these with me, which makes me very happy indeed. Also, just to confirm before I got onto my rant in a moment, these were legitimate people who staffed events, got given them as staff at the events, and then traded them with me because they know of my love of Don fan. Nothing nefarious happened, just a nice little Pokemon trade. My point is, these were awesome. Oh, right, actually, you know what? While we're here, we probably should mention the Charizard. Because obviously Vivid Voltage was also the last set we had a Charizard pre-release promo, and yeah, that one got a little bit silly. And actually, we probably need to mention that just for a moment, because honestly, the fact that it got a little bit silly is a little bit sad. It is actually a little bit sad, because what happened was that these cards ended up being too valuable, too good, basically. And that's not a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. That's really not a good thing, because these are supposed to be given out to staff as a reward for staffing events. And I'm sure I've told you this before. In fact, I know I have told you many times, but let me just kind of reiterate it again here. If we don't have staff staffing the events and looking after us, we don't get to play in events. So anytime you go to an event and have any fun whatsoever, go and, even if you don't, to be honest with you, go and thank the people running the event, would you? Because actually, it's really important, because without these lovely people staffing events, we don't get to play in events. And it really is as simple as that. They are awesome. The problem is, I have heard, unfortunately, of stories, which I know to be true, of people who staff the Vivid Voltage pre-releases, and for whatever reason didn't get their staff pre-release promos, and then the store owner was like, yeah, I'll get them to you, don't worry. Oh yeah, no, turns out they're not available, you can't have them, sorry, you're never going to get them. And then a couple of months later they're selling them on Facebook. And that is a little bit of a problem, ladies and gentlemen. That is genuinely a little bit of a problem. I mean, if we look at the Charizard pre-release promo, the Vivid Voltage pre-release promo, because let's face it, that was from the last set we had them, and, it's Charizard, so that's going to be the big one. A staff pre-release promo for Charizard, it's going to run you about $400. If I'm honest with you, it's going to run you about $400. We've got an ungraded one here that's sold for $400. We got a PSA 8 that sold for just under $400. So about $400 is about what you'll pay for a Charizard pre-release promo, the staff version, which is a little bit sad. The Charizard Vivid Voltage pre-release non-staff version, well, you can pick up a PSA 10 graded for under a ton, for less than $100. And actually, I managed to pull a Charizard from one of my pre-release packs, and I did actually sell it at the time for more than $100, so I might go buy it back now. And yeah, go team. My point is, the existence of the staff stamp on that Charizard promo takes it from a PSA 10 is going to cost you $100, and honestly, you could probably pick it up for $40-50 ungraded, to an ungraded one's going to set you back about $400, or a non-9 or 10 is going to set you back about $400. This is not a good thing. And this is why the existence of staff pre-release promos is only mostly a good thing. Because there are some nefarious folks out there who choose to use this as an opportunity to profit rather than looking after their staff. And I've said it a minute ago, but let me say it again. Without lovely staff, we don't get to play in events. I love playing in events. It's one of my favourite things. So you better believe that I want as many of these as possible to go to the lovely people who actually run these events so that they can, well, be rewarded for being awesome and running events for us, quite frankly. So yeah, that is the worst side. The thing is, I don't think it is a coincidence that these are coming back with Scarlet and Violet. Now, this next bit is pure speculation from me. Let's be 100% clear. This is pure speculation. But why would they do this just for Scarlet and Violet? And the answer is, I'm like 99% sure they wouldn't. Because that doesn't make any sense to me, that they would bring these back just for Scarlet and Violet. What is way more likely is that they've gone, hey, we should bring pre-release promos back, shouldn't we? Yeah, that's a good idea. We should probably find a nice, easy, clear line to draw where we start doing pre-release staff promos again. Oh, how about the start of a new block? That makes sense. Yeah, let's do that. Because honestly, starting pre-release promos with, say, Silver Tempest, well, that's the last Sword and Shield set. So it's just a little bit awkward. Whereas starting them at the beginning of a new block just makes so much sense and is so much neater. And I love this, ladies and gentlemen. I absolutely love this. Now, as a quick reminder, there are 4 different pre-release promos that are available, and they come in sets of 2. So the less good 2 are Pawmot and Quaquavel. Pawmot's got an ability that lets you search your deck for a basic lightning energy and attach it. And then an attack that does 230 and discards all energy. Annoyingly, even if you use the ability, you've still got to find a third energy. 1 for the ability, 1 is your attachment for the turn. Then you still need a third energy in order to stream this, which is kind of annoying. So that's not great. And Quaquavel's decent. It's got a really nice ability. Lets you attach a basic energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon. And it's any basic energy to any Pokemon. And that is awesome. However, it's a stage 2. And we all know that stage 2s are kind of awkward, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. They're kind of awkward. But then we get the good 2. There are 2 better staff pre-release promos, or pre-release promos generally. Revavroom doesn't have a particularly good attack. 4 energy, 180 on a coin flip, nah. But the ability Rumbling Engine says you may discard an energy card from your hand to draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. It's a really good draw engine, and I could see this seeing a whole bunch of play. And then we've got Hawlucha with the ability Flying Entry, whereby when you bench it, you choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and put 1 damage counter on each of them. Which again is brilliant. That's really good. So very simply, Revavroom and Hawlucha, way better. Pawmot and Quaquavel, not as good. And I'm sorry if that sounds a little bit a little bit mean, but these have not been created equal, unfortunately. 2 of them are better than the other 2. Obviously, for the rest of us, we're just going to be getting ours at pre-release promos, or you can just buy a build and battle box. So you can either go to your local pre-release, or you can buy a build and battle box which has the promos in. Either is fine, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. They are your 2 options for going to do so. But my point is, these are awesome, and I love that staff promos are back. Because the last time we got them was Vivid Voltage, and Vivid Voltage was, 9 sets ago. This is the 9th set, so it's been about a year and 4 months. Remember, Scarlet and Violet should be our February set. It's actually coming out at the end of March. So you're talking kind of, instead of just over 2 years, you're talking more 2 years and 5 months and 2 years and 3. My point is, this is awesome that they're back, as long as people don't take the mick. If I see shops that are clearly selling these on Facebook rather than giving them out to staff, that is going to make me sad, because this is very much not what they're designed for. But there's going to be an awful lot of stores doing the right thing, and there's going to be an awful lot of people out there getting rewarded for their hard work running these events, and I, for one, am absolutely delighted. But I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, just generally have an awful lot of fun. But by far, I should say, you can also get shout-outs if you join the Discord, like the lovely Martin Cornwall, who has been one of our supporters for a long time now, since I very first started the podcast back in 2012, and Martin is a very lovely person. So cheers, Martin, for being lovely, and all the support over the years. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.